Welcome to DEMOCREPUBLIX, where we cover the real news that matters to we the people. Tuesday, Iran reported its first 2 confirmed cases of coronavirus, which were soon amended to deaths. The next day, the official number of infections had more than quadrupled, and no one knows why. The 2 Iranians who were found to have died from the coronavirus had no recent travel history and seemingly had no way of directly contracting the virus from a Chinese national in their close proximity. So, how did they contract the disease? No one knows, and that's become a problem, not just for Iran, but for its neighbors as well. The state-run press reports. A health ministry spokesman said on Thursday that 2 people in Qom and 1 more in Iraq, a provincial capital to the southwest of Qom, had been tested positive for coronavirus. Kayanish Jahanpur said on Twitter that the affected person in Iraq was a dear colleague from the health community in Iran. He later told ISNA news agency that the man was a doctor from Qom. The official also retweeted a statement from the World Health Organization (WHO) Eastern Mediterranean Regional Office, saying that they were in close contact with Iranian authorities to investigate and respond to the outbreak. The statements come a day after 2 deaths were reported as a result of a first incidence of the epidemic in Iran, more than a month after it began in central China. The 2 old men died hours after authorities said they had tested positive for coronavirus based on preliminary tests. But other sources say the actual death toll is 9, not 5. New York Times reporter Farnaz Fasehi flat out called the Iranian government a bunch of liars on Twitter. Coronavirus cases increase in Iran. 3 in Qom, 1 in Iraq, and 5 suspected transferred to Tehran. Lack of transparency about how and when virus entered and spreading and why public wasn't informed earlier is infuriating Iranians afresh. Iranians are saying they don't trust public health officials' statements about coronavirus outbreak. Because the regime lied and covered up shooting down passenger airplane for 3 days. Compounding the anger is Iranian carrier Mahan Airlines still operating flights to and from China with little oversight from public health officials. Long after most countries have suspended flights from China. Tomorrow are Iran's elections. In Qom, health officials have warned people to stay away from public spaces. What precautions are officials taking to not spread coronavirus in long lines and finger stamps? Many Iranians were already planning to sit out the elections. Hopelessness for change and anger over disqualification of reformist candidates, lying about airplane shooting and November killing of hundreds of protesters. Fear from coronavirus could be another excuse to boycott vote. The brother of 1 dead coronavirus patient in Qom is a member of Iran's Central Medical Committee. He disputes government account, says his brother was 60, not elderly, and had no existing health issues. He caught the virus in the streets of Qom. He accuses officials of a cover-up. Qom's governor said elections will be held as scheduled. He asked voters to bring their own pens and said polling stations will have masks and disinfectants. Several more suspected coronavirus cases reported in other cities in Iran. Tehran shut down a potentially contaminated subway station in downtown and Isfahan, disinfecting subway stations. Iraq has responded to the news by banning all border crossings by Iranians for the next 3 days. Additionally, the state-run airline, Iraqi Airways, has suspended all flights to Iran. And in Kuwait, the Ports Authority has suspended all movement of people to or from Iran until further notice. Meanwhile, the number of cases of coronavirus in South Korea has exploded to more than 100, and officials warn it may have spread to the country's military. Dozens of people caught the disease while attending a megachurch in Daegu, the 4th largest city in the country. After word got out of the super spreader incident, the city of 2.5 million people quickly became a ghost town, much like those seen in non-government reports from mainland China. Additionally, a sailor in the South Korean Navy is being checked for a possible coronavirus infection. This has added concerns that the disease has spread to the military barracks, just as tensions are building with North Korea, which is suspected of hiding its own coronavirus horror story. This afternoon, China's National Health Commission reported the latest official numbers from Hubei province, which includes Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. There were 411 confirmed cases and 115 deaths, an increase of both numbers compared to Wednesday. Here are the other coronavirus-related stories we've been following. Hong Kong super spreader. Hong Kong may have just suffered its first super spreader event. The city's police force issued a statement this afternoon, announcing that 59 officers have been quarantined after another tested positive for the coronavirus. Beijing now under Wuhan-level lockdown. Blogger Jennifer Zheng reports that she was informed second or third hand that Beijing has informed Communist Party officials that the capital city's epidemic prevention status was being raised to Wuhan level. This would mean no one can leave their homes unless they are given specific permission to do so. Zheng said she could not independently confirm the rumor, although she has heard it from multiple sources. If true, people are being asked to stock up on food, water, and batteries. PPEs running in short supply. World Health Organization Tedros Ghebreyesus told reporters that coronavirus numbers may be falling in China, but the outbreak is far from over. If governments don't take adequate steps to fight the disease, he added, the number of cases outside China won't stay low for very long. Further causing concern, he said he has already been in contact with 12 CEOs at companies that make personal protective equipment to seek their cooperation to ensure supply to protect health workers. Origin discovered? NTD News, a New York-based outlet funded by the Falun Gong, reports that a Chinese biologist is challenging the official narrative, claiming the coronavirus is a bioweapon developed at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Wu Xiaohua challenged the Biosecurity Level 4 Facilities Director to answer key questions about the suspicious gene mutations found in the virus. He also claimed the disease got out due to lax security, saying, for instance, some researchers in these labs kept the laboratory dogs as pets, some disposed of animal carcasses casually because following the biosafety rules and cremating them costs a lot of money. Some cut up the laboratory pigs and took the meat home to eat. I know this happened at Beijing 301 Hospital's spine surgery lab. Worst of all, some laboratory animals were sold to wet markets as wild-caught animals for profit. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share and subscribe. And check out DEMOCREPUBLIX.com for the latest in news. Until next time.
We live in a really nightmare. We live in a really nightmare.